SaaS mode is here. It's time to future-proof your agency with software as a service. Why? Over the past couple of weeks, as I've been working with more agencies, helping them to get ready for the transition, I've come across this sort of short list of the reasons that I think SaaS mode is an absolute no-brainer. Hopefully you guys are already here with me, but let's run through a couple of the real world examples of why I think it's so important. The first is that every small business literally in the world needs what's in the core package of SaaS mode. And you can customize it and it's going to be crazy and all this stuff, but that core product, literally every business needs it. It's an immediate win. It supplements the success you're already producing for your clients. It's high margin recurring revenue, and it's extremely sticky. What do I mean by every business needs it? Most businesses have a website. They're not capitalizing on the traffic. As soon as you stick the live chat widget on their site, leads start flowing in. It feels like magic to them. It's an easy win for you. Customers want a text message in today's modern world, right? Nobody wants to hop on the phone to call you. They just want to text you. Give them the ability to do that. This one I love. Most businesses don't even know about Google My Business Chat yet. This is a huge opportunity for you guys to be the one that turns it on and start that lead flow. And again, that's in the core package. Every business needs a steady stream of reviews, right? People look around, they read reviews before they buy. SEO, it plays a big part in Google's ranking, especially in local. So that's critical. That's in the core package. And then this one is your sort of secret weapon, the missed call text back. If you look at the stats, it's insane the amount of calls that businesses miss, even during open hours. So the missed call text back is just an incredible, easy win that's in the core package. This one I love. It's an immediate win. And this has really been resonating with people. If you're selling services packages now, you probably have a downtime lag during setup, right? It takes a week, 2 weeks to get campaigns up and running. And customers hate that. They hate that downtime. And you notice at the 1 week mark, they're like, what's going on? I paid you whatever, $2,500 last week. When is this magic going to start? You turn on the core SaaS mode, leads start coming in. This is a true story. The first SaaS mode I personally turned on was for a restaurant friend of mine. A few hours after I turned it on, a Google My Business message came in that says, hey, how do I buy a gift certificate? Money immediately, right? So as soon as you activate this, leads will start coming in and your customers will be psyched because for them, it's like, holy smokes, I just hired these guys and I'm already having people reach out to me. So I love the fact that it's an immediate win. It buys you some time during your setup. It supplements your success. If you're running ads, you know that there are peaks and valleys, right? Performance is going to vary. SEO, that takes time, months often. SaaS mode is consistent, right? It's going to help you carry through the ups and downs because it's going to produce a consistent amount of leads coming through GMB chat, their website, things like that. So the downs, the lows don't feel as low when that stuff is all happening. So it's an amazing supplement to what you're already doing. High margin recurring revenue. If you guys haven't figured this out yet, subscriptions are the holy grail. Every company in the world is trying to figure out how to get you on a subscription. Netflix proved the model, Amazon with Prime, it's the holy grail. And you are now sitting on that winning ticket. Literally, companies are scrambling to try to figure out how do we convert our customers into a subscription? You guys with SaaS mode, it's on a silver platter. And so now's the time that we're going to go out there and turn everybody into a subscription-based software company. And lastly, SaaS is super sticky. We've talked about this before. Churn rate on traditional services is really bad, especially if all you're doing is lead gen. SaaS churn is ideal. Sean can remind me, the number off the top of my head is 5% global SaaS companies. The churn rate is basically as good as you're ever going to get. And my favorite is that SaaS payments become 2%. A utility bill. 2%? Okay, even better. SaaS payments become a utility bill. And that's what we want for you guys. We want it to be the bill that nobody even thinks about because they're getting so much value for what they're paying for that it never even comes up and it just runs for years. And so we're super excited to help you guys bring this into your model. It's really going to stabilize your company. Sean and I were having a conversation yesterday about how easy it is to become $1 million agency once you start getting subscriptions, because you can forecast, right? And now all of a sudden people would be interested in buying your agency if you ever wanted to exit like that. So we're super pumped, but today we're going to talk about how we set it up. And it's really just these steps here. So if you haven't seen the video where I ran through it yet, we're going to run through it live together right now. So let's check it out. The first one is the plan configurator. And if you haven't seen that yet, it's in your agency level account. And let me switch screens here. So let me go back up to agency. And in the left-hand column, there is the SaaS configurator. And here is where you get started. So first off, create recommended plans on Stripe. Okay, boom. So that just made these 3 plans in my Stripe account. So I probably should have backtracked. You need Stripe connected. And if you haven't gone through the SaaS education, the previous videos here, that'll walk you through the sort of pre-steps that you need to do. But my Stripe is connected. So now I can come into configurator here. And here's where you build your plans. So first thing, let's go left to right, trial period. Do you want to enable a trial? It's fantastic, right? It gives people, there's no reason to not try it out if you have a free trial. So you can turn that on, you can program in the number of the days, and that will happen automatically. Then you get your plans. Right now, these are locked. The ability to customize the plans is coming very soon and all of that. But I don't even want to talk about these over here, because this, to me, is what it's all about. These are the features that we know, we just talked about. Every business needs these, and it is literally a no-brainer. So you just need to determine what you want to sell it for. By default here, we have $197 a month. I'm not even going to offer yearly because I don't want to confuse people. You can if you want to, but it's there. I'm going with the $197 a month is what I'm trying to push here. Complimentary credits are awesome because with Twilio rebilling, a lot of you I know love to include a small amount of credits for your customers so that they don't feel like they're getting nickel and dimed. But you also want to protect yourself from somebody who goes absolutely crazy and sends 100,000 text messages over the weekend that you weren't aware about. So you can give them free credits here, and that will protect you and start charging them if they go over that. You can also attach your snapshot here if you want. So really you can customize everything. You throw your snapshot in there, you do your thing on the back end. That's where you do that. And then down here is where you configure how much money you want to make off of Twilio. So you just slide the slider up to 10x, and it'll tell you how much profit that you're going to make each time somebody does something from the system as far as voice. Sean, can we talk about, so Shivam, are you on the call? Shivam just posted an incredible update. We hit a huge milestone for Twilio rebilling. Shivam, do you want to talk about that real quick?
Oh yeah, good call.
Oh yeah, I mean, yesterday, every day it's been increasing, but yesterday we rebuilt 10 million Twilio instances, which means calls, SMS, phone number purchase, like everything put together. Yesterday, there were 10 million events in 24-hour window, which means that the community is really using it. And, people like agencies are really making some money over there. And if we talk about aggregate, I think this feature has been live for the last 4 weeks. And agencies have already made 100,000 US dollars aggregate from this one feature of Twilio rebilling. So it's actually going pretty well. Like, we are monitoring some of the high frequency accounts and everything. Everything is holding up. The books are accurate. So yeah, I mean, it's going really well.
That's incredible. I was so pumped when I saw that. Over $100,000 has already been made automatically by just activating this here. And this, to be honest, I want to take a second and say, I'm so proud of our mindset in the fact that, think about how awesome this is. Every other texting platform uses Twilio, marks it up for themselves. And in the past, that was between your customer and them and had nothing to do with you. We want to empower you. That's why we have you bring your own Twilio account, and now you can profit from it like a traditional SaaS company. So super powerful. Hope you guys are leveraging the Twilio rebuild. It's as easy as turning it on here and sliding it up, deciding how much profit you want to make. All right. So Once you have your plans configured, what happens here is if I were to go and change the price on this, it would actually generate a new plan in my Stripe. But I'm cool with this price, 197. So this is all good. So the next step that I need to do is copy the product IDs and then paste them into the product tab of a funnel. So the way that you do that is you click this link right here to show the product details. And again, I'm not going to worry about the yearly. I just want the monthly. So all I have to do is click this and it's going to copy that product ID for me. And then I can head into a sub account. So I'm going to go into this one here. And the next step that I have, if I go back, is actually to connect the same Stripe in the sub account. So this is what makes the magic happen, right? The sub account needs to be connected to the same Stripe account as your agency account. That's how the magic is connected. So you just need to go to settings, integrations, and make sure that you have the same Stripe account connected here. Once you do that, the system knows, okay, this is the sub account that they're going to run their SaaS from. So once you've done that, you can then head to funnels. And I have a SaaS pricing page here. It's pretty bare bones. I just whipped it up yesterday. It's basically just 3 columns. And that's all we need for now. What we need is the products tab. So we head over to products. We hit add. It's going to default to subscription, which is what we want. And now I can give it its name. So this was like my $297 per month plan. And then here's where, this is the key part. Just hit paste on what you copied. It filters straight to the plan that was created. You select it, you're good to go. So then you can fill in your description. I'll just throw the same thing in here. You get the option. This is just part of the way this was built, to set the trial here as well. Just a quick tidbit. If you set it here, Shivam, correct me if I'm wrong, it will supersede what you set in the configurator. You can set it in either place.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We don't need any other options. I'm going to hit save. And there we go. So I would go back and do that 2 more times for my other 2 plans. But once I've done that, I'm ready to throw it on my page. So I can click in to edit my funnel page. I've got all 3 of my buttons here set to launch my pop-up. And so if I click pop-up, I've got my 2-step order form in here. And then you're just configuring like normal, right? Like me personally, I like to make as few fields as possible. So I would go in and turn off the shipping fields and all that kind of stuff. Once you do that, you're good to go. So the last step is really to just save it and then send this live. So I would go back to domains. I would create a subdomain like pricing.myagency.com or join or start.myagency.com, send this page live. And when someone goes to that page and goes through that 2-step form, that's when all the magic happens. The system will automatically spin up the sub account for them using the details from the 2-step. You'll see it as a new account in your dropdown, and then the system sends them an email that says, hey, thanks for joining. Here's your username. Here's your password. Here's where you log in. When they log in, they can only see the feature set that's from that core package there. So I don't know if you guys want to go all the way through, if I should actually sign up or not, but I'd love to take a pause right here and just go over any questions that anybody might have.
I have a question.
I'll fire away.
Okay, so I noticed that when you were setting that up, I've actually have 2 questions. The first is that you have a list of features within each of the plans within high level. And I take it that those are the feature sets that when that plan is purchased, that will automatically be created. So if we create a funnel page, it should match whatever the features are in there, because the automation is going to create those features within the account, the sub account.
That's right. And actually yesterday, I made a quick tutorial on when I built those 3 columns, because I've had some people ask like, hey, can you share that snapshot? So I'm going to throw it into the chat right here. Here's a help doc with a video walking you through how I built the columns, and then a link if you want that share funnel. So if you want to take them and start with those 3 columns that I set up, you can just import them in there and get a jump start on your pricing page. But yeah, you want to match your bulleted lists to what's in the configurator.
Cool. And then my second question is, I noticed that when you were setting up the plans, that there was a couple features when the product features, one being a setup cost.
Mhm.
Is that active right now? Would that work?
That's a great point. Totally. So this is the best part. We will do the setup for you, right? Our customer success team has a new product. They're ready to roll. So literally, you just need to charge your clients. What are we charging for it? I think 97,
99,
$199.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, $100. You're right.
So the cost to you is $100. So just charge more than that. Whatever you put on top is for you. We're going to charge you $100. And then our team is literally going to go set up the live chat on their website, turn on the Google My Business and all that. I think that actually happens automatically. But they'll set up that core package so that you literally don't have to do anything. And what's the landing page for that, guys? I saw it the other day, but I can't remember the URL.
It's in the chat.
Okay, awesome.
I'd be pausing by several microseconds.
Nice.
So
there you go.
The
Hey,
one
when they're going to
question
set
is,
those
and-
up, Chase? Oh,
Hang
sorry.
on. What?
I was just-
Let's go ahead, Steve first, and then we'll go.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, so that checkbox, that little dial, if we select that, we can add our price for setup, and that will actually charge the person on the first go round.
Yeah, let me share my screen again so we can all get on the same page here. Where is that box actually?
It would be under products.
Oh, gotcha. Let's go back to my funnel. Edit.
Right there.
Good point. Okay, so here's where we need to do it. Are we all on the same page, Shivam?
Okay, so actually that would live on the plan configurator. Yeah, we are going to build that into the plan configurator very soon, and I think then it will be a good idea to enable this. I mean, right now the agencies can decide how they want to play it. Like, if they enable it over here, they'll have to manually go back and fill that form. Paulson and Sean just shared in the chat. So yeah, I mean, it still need to agencies can figure that out on case-by-case basis.
Okay, cool. So right now, if I want to charge a setup fee, I need to come in here, set it up like this. Let's say I want to do $150 because I want to keep 50 for myself in USD. Done. And then once someone purchases, I'm going to go to that URL. Let me grab it.
Yeah. So I guess what I meant to say was it's manual right now, but even that will become automated in future.
Okay, great.
Hey, Shivam, maybe on the language, instead of saying upfront costs, maybe we could update it to setup cost, right? It's the same thing, right?
So it says upfront over here because this is the two-step order form, right?
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. When we build this into the plan builder, the plan customizer, over there it will say a setup cost. Yeah.
Cool. So over here in the near future, I don't know, Shivam, do you have a general ETA on that?
I mean, yeah, like a month, maybe.
Okay. So then you'll be able to set the upfront charge right here with all the rest of the config.
Yeah, so just below the trial period. So where we set up a trial period, there's going to be another box over there that says, do you want to have like a one-time setup? And then you can put your dollar value in that. And then all the details would automatically come to high level, and we'll do the provisioning and the setup and all of that. And yeah, I mean, that's it. The option will just start showing up here.
If we use that, is that automatically triggering an order to high level to do that provisioning and charge us for it?
Yeah. I mean, right now you have to fill the form manually, but when we build this feature, that information that comes to high level will be automated.
We'll also include it in the onboarding flow that we're developing as well, so that people will, if you have that option enabled, it'll remind them to book a call. if they haven't already.
Hey, so that's what my question was going to be about, was when the setup happens, if there's any communication. So you said they'd go in, they'd install the chat widget and things like that. And those are all easy, but if the communication needs to happen between your setup, the people that are setting up the SaaS account and our clients, do we have to be the middleman of that communication, or is there a white labeled?
No, that's the whole
we'll handle it. We'll handle that for you. I'm going to do a video with Abby in a couple of hours to go over the whole process on the setup. So
Cool.
I thought this setup portion was optional when we were watching the training the
It
other
is
day.
optional. Yep.
Okay, but when you put it into the pricing plan on the front end, as you set up the plans now, is that going to be something that we have an option to select, or is it going to be a forced setup?
No, you'll have an option. So you could charge 0 setup.
I just understood your question. Hold on. We're talking about you being able to charge a setup to your clients, right? That's one.
Yes, so what I'm talking about is when I watched the training that you did the other day, and you mentioned the suggestion was to just start off with a $297 and a $297 setup fee. And then we could opt into have you guys set it up for the $99 and pull that out of the initial setup.
Correct.
As the way that I was perceiving it was that it was an option, so that if we wanted to, get a few people started without a setup fee, we could do that. And if we want to roll into that setup fee, we could. But the way that it's being described right now sounds like that setup fee is going to automatically be in there. I just want to make sure that we'll still have the option to choose how we want to set up, if we want to do it manually or if we want to have the white label.
You will always have the option to choose whether you want to charge a setup fee to your client or not, or whether you want to use us to set that up or not. That's all up to you. The options are going to just simply be there for you. I made the recommendation that you should get into the practice of charging the setup fee, because we talked about account management later, so you have your own resources there, right? So that's the intention. So this setup fee that Chase is showing you is for you to automate that setup charge to your clients that are signing up themselves.
Okay, thank you.
Really quick on, I'm sorry, just to follow up on that. So Shivam said that it's going to be automatically, if you charge a setup fee, it's going to pass that information automatically to high level for the setup. Can that be an option? So like charge setup fee, establish setup fee, and then have high level set it up be another clickable option. So that let's say we want to charge a $500 setup fee, but we want to keep all that and do the setup ourselves, right? Is that possible as well?
Yeah, you will have that ability. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And in general, so let me just be clear on the why here. There's 2 big reasons. So one, for the people who just want to go out, make the sale and not have to handle the tech, that's what the setup is all about. And then the other piece of this is also selfishly, we think we can do a really good job very consistently getting these small business owners to value where they're going to look at you as an agency and say, wow, that's amazing. These leads are just flying in the door. You folks are fantastic. Whereas I think that if you consistently, unless you have a really good in-house tech team, which by the way, many of our customers do, but if you're a single owner operator and you're already busy doing 10 other things, if you're making money off the setup, so this isn't trying to take money out of your pocket. If you're already making money, using us to do a good job setting up your client is well worth the $100, which you don't effectively end up paying, because at the end of the day, let me be really clear. I don't know. I will be happy to defer to many people on the agency side of the house, but on SaaS, I'm gonna say I know my business. And in SaaS, it's about adoption. And if you can't get your customer to adopt the product, they're going to churn. And so for us, this setup is all about trying to get to a really good point of adoption for everybody as fast and as quickly as possible. So simplify the tech, get to the adoption, destroy the churn. Because if we can make churn go away for the agency, you all win. And so that's why we're doing it this way. Trust me, it'd be a lot easier for us to just say, hey, you do the setup. You know, the $99 we will actually, we calculate, we will break even on that deal. We will not make money at the end of the day.
So what does that setup look like, Sean? Does your team actually is it like an onboarding process?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay, awesome.
It's the way
I thought it was
want
just actually technical stuff. Building it.
Andrew, it's going to be extreme white label, right? We're going to be like, hey, we're Andrew's tech team. We're not even going to say like any brands. We're just going to be like, we're Andrew's tech team. Do you have a minute to talk? Can we jump on a quick Zoom or whatever, because we have like 5 different items to knock out on there, right?
We're gonna hold the client's hand. We're gonna get on with the dentist and say, hey, here's what we're gonna do. We need you to connect your Facebook account, connect your Google account, get the web chat widget going. Do the basic items that we think are most important, and then take another 15 minutes to say, okay, and here's what you should expect. Reviews are going to start popping into conversations, and you're going to get an alert, and you're going to respond to them. And this is how you use the chat. And have you gotten here? Let's get the mobile app on your phone. Go ahead and search lead connector and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. We're going to go through that whole thing, because at the end of it, what I want is super simple. I want free leads coming in for all these clients every day, and for them associating those free leads back to you. That's
perfect.
So,
I see it set up here.
If I can ask a question, I think going back to what I believe is Mr. Rodriguez said. So while we're in the portion where it's done manually, if we put in, I just want to get clarification on 2 things. If we put it in there, the setup, will high level automatically take it, or do we?
No.
Okay,
so just be super clear. You will be able to choose if you charge a setup fee, yes or no. And you'll be able to choose, in addition to that, are we going to help you do that setup?
Okay.
Yes or no.
Okay, great. And then I just have one more question. Now that the levels are locked, if you put in, say we add a service to the standard, do we have the option when they sign up to include that in their standard?
The setup fee?
So, no. So the standard, professional, and premium are currently locked as far as the subscription plan.
Correct.
So say I want to add live streaming to the standard. When they sign up, if my snapshot has live streaming, will that automatically, include that?
Yeah, whatever's in your snapshot goes right in. So you could add it to your feature list on the front end in your pricing column if you know it's in your snapshot.
Oh, okay, great. And I just have one more question. I'm sorry. Text to pay. I've been Googling that and looking for it on YouTube. Throughout this training, could you explain that also?
Yes, I can. So, and I can do that in the form of a video real quick. Let's all watch a movie together. So this is actually really close to going live. That's why we put it in the description. So, and this, by the way, is a little bit of a rough cut. So just bear with us. But so actually, sorry, I should have explained this. So right about this point, does everyone see the request button down here? Is this visible to people?
Yes. Yep.
So when you click that, you'll see this window pops up and says, hey, I want to request a payment from this customer, right? This is the small business doing this, right? This is your customer requesting a payment. And it's simple. It's just, hey, name, price, invoice number, optional, link expiration date if they want to have the date expire at a certain point. I fill out this basic information. And what's going to happen here is at some point, you're going to get a total price. So we'll call it whatever he's going to type in here, $600. Oh, no, $400. Cool. I'm good to go. I don't know. He's just showing me all the options. So this is just literally one of our developers just sending me a video. So, and then at some point you're going to create a link. And when you do, he's just showing me the Stripe connection. Sorry.
Wait.
This is the wrong
old video.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry. Back to the same concept though. Hold on. We'll get there. So at some point you're going to get a link here. Now, the link will be shorter. It'll be different. So don't get all tripped up on that. But basically now I'm able to text this link out to you. And when you get it, whether it's email or text, you're going to click the link. And when you do, it's going to pop up. No, it will not have our logo on it. So just heads up, don't freak out about that either. And now your customer can actually make the payment, or the customer of the customer can make the payment, and you've now collected money.
That looks nice.
That's better than PayFunnels.
Oh, I don't even know what PayFunnels does. So anyways, this is our foray into payments, and it's very, very close to being done, but it's not quite live yet. So anyways, that is what Text to Pay will be.
Freaking awesome, Sean.
All right. At some point, we're going to have to wrestle back live questions from all the nice people who are chatting in questions, Chase. So feel free to
Yeah, but
Okay, cool.
they're just trying to make sure that we onboard client, we don't get churn, and they're trying to make giving us the option to make all this life easier for us to help our customers, and just giving all the hands-on so they can also continue to grow themselves as a company by helping us grow as a agency to the customers. So the question that I have, it's on the plan configurator. Right now, the lowest amount that you guys allow is $97, right? So the customization is coming at the end of the month, supposedly. Is there a way we can modify those 3 plans, or just create another page and use that as a standalone for now?
So there's two ways to think about this. So there's the way I sort of think about this is the go forward and the existing, right? So there are people who already have existing customers that they need to move into the SaaS model, and they've already sold SaaS to these people at different price points and so forth. And so we will allow for you to add people to your new plans and adjust the price for those existing people, so that you don't have to go out and change the deal on people, right? So that's the existing folks. On a go forward basis, though, we're going to set the floor at 97. This software is too valuable to be sold for $49 lifetime, $22 a month. And anybody who does this for real, like any of you who, like, there are people on this call and people not on this call. I know 2 people that are going to do $3 million in revenue this year off the software alone. Let me tell you, they would laugh in your face if you told them that you would sell it for less than $97. And by the way, both of them sell it for way more than 97, and for a very good reason. At their scale, they have people calling them all the time. Hey, I need help with this. Hey, I need help with that. And yes, there's a video for it. And yes, there's a help doc for it. But guess what? There's help docs in high level like mad. And you see how many people post in the Facebook group every day asking questions that are in help docs. It just happens. It's part of life. But if you don't charge enough to actually field people to help with those questions, those customers aren't going to be like, oh, it's in the help docs. No problem. I'll go find it. They're going to say, you didn't help me. I quit. And so it's very important that you understand that the $97 as a floor is designed to protect you, so that you don't get 100 customers and then hate your life because you did a $27 a month deal with them.
Or because you charge so little.
That's the idea here.
Or because you charge so little, now the setup fee was not enough to cover the support in it, and the revenue that's coming in is not even enough and you probably have to charge an additional for.
Yeah, and if you would like some real life stories of this, go talk to Matt DeCino, who has helped at least 20 or 30 people, I think it's more than that now, move into this model. And he can give you real examples of people who started low and then eventually just ended up saying, I hate this. And he said, no, the reason you hate it is because you're charging too little. And then they changed their pricing, and now they're very, very happy with it. So we just want to make sure none of you hurt yourselves. And honestly, we're not going to create a race to the bottom here. We're going to make it so that everybody is making money. And that's the most important thing to me.
Makes sense. Thank you.
I have a question.
Actually,
all right, cool, guys. Sorry, let me
we're going to move back to the chat.
Yeah, let's go in order. So if you have a question, just throw it into the chat, or just say, hey, I have a question, and we'll get to you in order so we can bring some structure to this chaos here. All right, first one is from Mike Aruns. Hopefully I didn't just terribly butcher your name. Number 1, I'm begging High Level to offer the email setup in the done-for-you SaaS white label setup. You could even charge $149 instead. I think many people would pay to avoid this confusion for me. So Shivam, from a technical perspective, what does it default to? Because you shouldn't even have to worry about this, right? When the account spins up, it's going to have an SMTP already set up, right?
I mean, the easiest thing is agencies should just get a mailgun, get it configured at agency level, and that's it. When a location gets created, we automatically put the mailgun credentials at a location level. The email should be working out of the box. So
got it.
If that is not happening, and if someone is facing an issue, I mean, I'll just throw my calendar link over there. Like, I'm curious to see like what's the email issue when an account gets created.
Well, so, okay, let's reiterate what he just said. Number 1, our customer success team will set it up for you in your agency level. You can shoot them. You should all have a text message or an email from your customer success rep. Hey, I'd love to help getting it set up. They'll hop on a Zoom with you and get it set up. And once it's set up in your agency account, you're good to go. Were you going to say something, Sean? Okay, cool. So it's going to automatically connect whatever's connected at your agency level default, and emails are going to work. Now, I think the question was more about, oh, I want every sub account to have its own sending subdomain, and you can set that up. Peter Michael, actually, we're going to do a spotlight with him in July. Ninja figured out yesterday that if you're using Cloudflare, you can actually automate it through their API where it will go create those DNS records. Super cool. You can check with him if you want to set up like a Ninja setup like that.
I will say one thing though. In Q3, we have plans to roll out an ISV model on both the Twilio side as well as on the email side. So we will drop back to a world where you no longer have to even think about all of this stuff. We'll continue to make it simpler even at the agency level.
That's going to be pretty cool. That's the easy button once we get there. All right, number 2, I'm wanting to do my own custom monthly subscription plan of a Google My Business Basics package of GMB messaging, missed call text back from GMB number, and GMB call tracking. When will I be able to create this unique plan and have it auto create all the goodness? So I think all the goodness is already being auto created, right? Like the GMB messaging is going to happen automatically. Our team will set it up for them if you want. And I think it's just a matter of how you describe it on your pricing page. You should be good to go. It's all there. As far as being able to customize plans, that's very close. I don't know.
End of this month, just heads up. That was, hopefully Shivam won't shoot me for that, but that's what I heard today.
Plus minus 1 week.
Cool. All right, let's keep cruising. Steph, when will bulk actions for add to workflow be added? Do we want to keep all the questions specific to SaaS mode today?
Yeah, let's stay SaaS mode until we're done with that, because that's what most people showed up for today. And so Steph, we love you. Don't worry, we'll get you back on that.
Cool. Marco, glad to see you here. Thank you, team, for giving. Hey, good to see you too. Bulk actions. Tim, is there a way to have the chat be real chat? We've talked about this a million times. SMS chat's way better. But again, let's stick to SaaS mode. Staff, when will stats be clickable work? Okay. Okay. Melissa, on the small package, there is two-way text, but don't have the CRM until the middle package. How can you have two-way text without the CRM?
Have you ever seen
the
Podium?
Answer, yeah, it's all about the conversations tab. We're keeping it stupid simple with that plan so that the customer just has to be trained. It's all about conversations. And now that the reviews are going to flow into the conversations tab, it's all there, right? They don't.
Which, by the way, I haven't released the video yet, but it's live today. So yeah, I know. See, we got other things too, but just a quick rundown of. I mean, I think Melissa's question is really good. Welcome to Podium, everybody. This is the $100 million company I'd love to tell you all about. As you can see, they have an incredibly robust, sophisticated software system that really blows HubSpot out of the water. They've got the inbox. They've got the dashboard, which I don't even know what this is here for. They just added campaigns, by the way. This is brand new. They have payments, where you set up your bank account. They have the reviews screen, which oddly looks a lot like ours. That's weird. And that's it. Done. Moving on. So that is Podium right there. That is all their features. So this is where I really want to get across this idea. Do not overthink what creates value for small businesses. And we're not saying don't sell the CRM. We're just saying don't sell the CRM and the funnel builder and the website builder and the workflow builder and all of that for the low price of $97 a month, right? Get to value quickly, and this will do that.
And this is where they charge the $400 a month.
Bingo.
Yep.
What if your Stripe's already integrated and then you can't see it in the drop-down box for the sub account?
Well, you can go to the dashboard on Stripe account and just look at the plan ID and just copy from there and then just bring it to the high level. I mean, that's probably like the.
But if you think that's a bug, just hit up Shivam and he can jump on a call with you after this. But let's keep rolling through the ones in the chat because I don't want to. I want to keep it orderly.
Cool. Next up, Zach. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on moving current agencies clients over to SaaS. For example, let's say we have a client on a $1,500 package. We're already paying for unlimited Twilio Mailgun. If we plan to do our SaaS at $300, do we drop them down to $1,200 and change their account to SaaS, then give them X credit? What's the conversation with the client like? Okay, so Zach, Shivam can speak to what's coming as far as transitioning existing people over, but I think we should start with the mindset, right? Moving forward, your SaaS has its own value. It has to be that way, right? Like our software is what makes everything happen, and it's got a price of $297 a month or whatever. Our services packages are just that. They're separate packages. And as long as you're in that mindset, I think you're good. Going backwards is always harder than going forwards, right? It's easy moving forward for all your new clients. Going backwards, Paulson's going to talk a lot about that. I think people in the community have great strategies. I like the idea of like, hey, existing customers, we've been working with our dev partners on an incredible platform. It's ready. We're rolling it out. Let's get you switched over. And then you just go through the flow from there. So Shivam, do you want to talk about technically what it's going to look like switching people over?
Yeah, so work already started on that. And right now, for people who have their clients already in Twilio rebilling, the SaaS mode is already enabled on a location. How to get them into the subscription plan is going to be very simple, like just the way you turned on SaaS mode. It's going to be a similar behavior where you say, pick a subscription plan, and then it's going to show you all the plans that you have already configured. You can pick a plan for them, and then that's it. So that transition will be possible in the next couple of weeks.
Cool. As far as including your credits, if you're saying unlimited, I would just include a higher amount and then, put it into your contracts that there is a ceiling on it at some point. But you should know what that realistically that range looks like.
Zach, does that answer your question? Going once, going twice.
Wait, sorry. Was that for me?
Zach. Yeah. Are you Zach Herman?
Oh, no, sorry.
You guys hear me?
Zach's here. I see him.
You guys hear me?
There we go.
Yeah, there you are.
All right. Yeah, thanks, guys. I'll turn on my video so I'm not anonymous. Yeah, so what I was thinking is I can't really say, hey, we have this amazing product because they're already on it. So I'm just saying, like, how do we, I know technically how that's done. I'm just saying, like, what do you guys recommend?
Who has done this in the group? Someone here has done this. Anybody?
I'm in the process of doing it, and basically I'm framing it in the aspect of before it was a little less organized. Right now, this is a clear targeted approach to help you and grow your business. And I want to put you in this new program because it can ensure that my people are going to service you better by having X, Y, and Z included in your package. And so try and frame it so that you're making the client feel like I'm upgrading you. Like I am upgrading you. I'm making you feel better because I'm going to give you a more consistent product offering than what I was before. Don't worry about all the other bells and whistles. This is what's included in the pack, and this is what I think you need. What do you think?
Yeah, my concern is like all my clients are already on the platform and they have all the features I'm going to be offering as a SaaS standalone. So there's no upgrade for them. So it's more like all I'm doing is splitting your bill pretty much. And, they're going to be like, well, what's in it for me? What's the point? So that's
Zach, I think there's two approaches. One is you could frame it as structurally, we've just made some improvements and we need to shift you over because it's going to work better for everybody. Or two, let them roll as they are.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't have to convert people over.
I don't think that there's no forcing function here. You have to move over. Just say, hey, look, the next person that walks through the door, this is the next way we're going to roll. There's no absolute need to transition anybody, right? This is really about growing your revenue stream going forward. It's about separating this out going forward. So yeah,
I would suggest an intro to them though of what you are doing, because then it makes it easier for them to refer someone else to you if you are going for a referral model off those guys, and just be like, hey, look, this is what I'm doing moving forward for the new clients. And if you know someone that needs it, by the way, I've got a little referral kick bonus that I can pop you into if you get them onto this plan.
Yeah. The one benefit, I agree with you, Sean. I probably won't transition them just for the hell of it. The only benefit I saw was if they ever do pause, it's extremely easy for them to just keep the SaaS platform.
Well, and maybe that's what you do when they do go to anybody who's an existing client who does go to pause. You have the pause plan, which is, and by the way, did you know you can just keep this for whatever every month?
Why not tell them that? Why not just say up front, just say, we're moving to this new platform. It gives us more options for you. And this is the benefit of being on this. I don't know how you're changing your pricing structure, and I came in late, but just say this is going to be much better for you in the long run. It gives us more options to work together. And if you wanted to cut off some of the services, you could still use this product, and the other one isn't structured that way. Or
no, the piece you missed is that they're already all on the platform and they all have all the features that I'm going to be changing to. But yeah, no, you guys can move on.
I like that idea. I think you got that covered, Zach. You're going to
we're good.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Standardizing the process and just saying that you're going to be uniformly working with everyone the same way, that feature is going to offer that, and that price point is going to offer that to everyone. So it doesn't have to, you start putting people on levels, and just this is how we're treating everyone, so we can provide uniform support on this level, and that level, and that level.
Yeah. And actually, I want to take a pause real quick before the roll of the next question, just to give this guy some time and be respectful of his day. Dar was willing to jump on. I'm sorry, Dar, to put you on the spotlight here, but I'm going to. He has made a very successful transition to SaaS. And it'd be awesome if, Dar, would you be willing to just give a quick rundown of what you've been up to and how things have been going, and then be willing to take a couple of quick questions from the crowd?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. In fact, I had a quick question because I jumped on late. And so my question, I'll answer your question, but my question for the new version of SaaS, you can customize the plans, right? What you offer.
Plan customization is out at the end of the month.
What's that?
The plan customization will be out at the end of the month.
Okay, so yeah, that's where it's going. So like if someone wanted to, like if I wanted to offer websites in my plan, I could offer that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
By the end of the month, you'll have that. You'll have that. All right.
Super. All right.
Now you're on.
So I'm going to do a second SaaS company. All right. Robin actually turned me on to the idea of SaaS way back in the day when I was trying to, what was that, last year? When I was trying to figure out how to be a Facebook ads, and I was frustrated and I had churn and so forth. And man, I'm so glad that he gave me that advice. So props to Robin. I don't know kind of what questions, I mean, people can just ask questions, but I mean, basically.
Where are you at now? That's what we want to know.
We're at 124 clients right now. And
how much money?
What's that? Yeah.
How much money did you make? That's what everyone wants to know.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty, here's the thing. I should say it's going really slow, but purposely slow because I'm really anal about making sure things are perfect. So if I were being bold, I would say we'd be much farther along than we are now. If I were running ads and pushing and selling, but I'm not doing any of that. I mean, we're essentially a referral-based business, kind of like our chiropractors. Like we do a good job for one and they're telling another. We're delivering value to a group of chiropractors who are telling other people within the group. And so that's how we're growing. But while we're growing, we're just refining our onboarding process using the members area to provide organized help and sort of a directional map for people so they can onboard. Because I was onboarding everybody one at a time and it was just taking forever, and I was doing demos one at a time. So I've only recently started doing automations. But yeah, it's freaking amazing. I mean, we're not like killing it and Ferraris on Instagram.
I think the average
60K in 7 days, who cares? Then
what are you charging for SaaS Star?
Yeah, so we charge $197 a month for, actually, hold on, let me see. Sorry. Because I want to tell you right.
Poor guy. He didn't know we were going to put him on spot.
I know. Well, here.
I sure appreciate him being a good sport about it.
Yeah. No, here we go.
And for the record, I was texting Dar and asked him to jump on halfway through the call, so he's definitely on the spot. But if you guys haven't met Dar, he's an incredibly smart person and super humble. And Dar, can I just tell everyone what you did at the event?
Yeah.
I think that was
again. Props to Robin. I have my pricing up though, so I can add, because we just changed it. That's why I'm like, we just changed it. Go ahead, Robin.
Yeah. So Dar came to Dallas and there was a huge event out here, and he basically went out and sold. It was a chiropractic event. Mm-hmm. Is that right, Dar? And Dar went out and pitched the SaaS. He was just a table out in the lobby and sold, I think, 30 customers or 40 customers, 40 customers, and sold them on annual plans. And so now he has effectively 0% churn to those customers. And what was the final revenue number?
Like 65,000.
$65,000 selling SaaS.
Yeah.
Can I jump in and ask Dar a quick question?
Congratulations, Dar.
Hey, thank you so much.
Hey, Dar. So you offer it to chiropractors, correct?
Yes.
What do you do about the tough integrations with like ChiroTouch and the integrations are tough? Do you just not worry about that and treat this as like a new patient generator? Or how do you deal with that?
No, that is one of the big challenges, and I'm fortunate to be. I've partnered up with a smaller EHR, and with that smaller EHR, I positioned us. Basically, said, because ChiroTouches of the world don't want to talk to us because they're the big behemoths and they've got their own appointment reminder system. Same with Platinum and some of the others. So I found a younger, more aggressive, better EHR that's cloud-based and said, look, between what our system offers and what your system offers, if we work together, we will collectively offer a better system than ChiroTouch has. And so that's another part of our slow growth is it's taken a while to find that partner. It's taken a while to create that integration. We've used Nathan Shearer with GHL Tools. He's great with custom API integrations. And every dollar spent with him has been well worth it. Every dollar spent with Go High Level has been well worth it. And now that we have that integration, that has helped us grow faster because now the people that use that EHR are getting told by other people to use that EHR about what we offer.
Smart.
But smart. We
also have a ChiroTouch integration right around the corner. One of the dev partners is pretty close to through the wickets. Sean, have you gotten an update on that? I think they have a few beta customers,
actually,
right?
Zach knows way more than I do. So he's actually already kind of working with them. But so they're definitely available as an option. But
and I'd like to do that for what it's worth.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. Well, connected with Jace. Jace, you can help with that possibly.
Can Dar tell us? Can Dar tell us kind of how he transitioned, like verbally, like what was the going from Facebook to the SaaS offering? Like how did you make and what in the SaaS are you just offering? Literally just the basic SaaS stuff.
Yeah. So essentially, I have the Essentials, the Pro, and the 10X plan. The Essentials is essentially Go High Level, and it's $199 a month. The Pro plan is the hub, and I call my version of High Level the hub. It's a hub where everything goes through. So High Level and a website built on High Level. 10X is the hub, so High Level, a website, and then the Yext services. So that's it. It's magical. So you just high level with a high level website, or high level with a high level website and Yext. And that's how it goes. And we deliver.
So it's $199. What's the second price?
$349 and $495.
So for $495, I get a website, I get high level, and what? And Yext?
And Yext.
Okay, please listen to this.
For those of you who are trying to figure out like how to sell for $50, there is no reason you should be thinking that low.
Don't be stupid.
We were just doing like very small town, like to like tattoo shops or any like a little bit smaller business owners that are really struggling that don't have much traffic. So that was just small example. But $97 price point is like Sean said, the software is too valuable. The features that includes it and the organic way, it's really just $97 should be the ceiling, the lowest price point that we can start off.
For what it's worth, you need to have built in there room for, there will be, there are going to be extra costs. I mean, it's a wonderfully low cost model. The SaaS model, but still, as like, for example, today, I just signed up with the Futures today, another $497 a month, but it's going to be well worth it. And they're a Go High Level integration design company, right? You're just, as you grow, you're going to need other things. I mean, it's not going to be like brick and mortar with hard costs like that, but you still need to have room built in for additional costs for things that you're going to need. We use Matt, I forget Matt's last name. You know, HL Pro Tools.
Decino.
Right. They've got tremendous on-demand live chat support. Right. I couldn't pay for an employee for the cost that I pay for Matt. So my 124 people are constantly all day. How do I this? How do I that? Live chat with Matt's team answering those questions. So again, it's a great value, but you know, there's $497 there. There's $497 to Matt. There's $497 to the design company that I just signed up. I tell you that. So
the Futures is awesome.
What's that?
The Futures is awesome with.
Are they? Great.
Yes, they are. They are amazing. So, especially William. I mean, he's international. He has top quality designs at a really affordable prices. If anyone's everybody that's on here, you should at least check him out.
Yeah.
He's doing webpage.
Wait, no, check him out tomorrow, not today, because I gotta get my mobile app.
Exactly.
I need my mobile app design for high level. So.
Any more questions for Dar before we keep rolling?
Yes. What was the
Sure.
Yext service that you put on the $495?
Oh, you mean Yext? You mean like the listing service that's available in the marketplace right now inside your account? That one, the one that we talk about. Yeah, there you go. Click Marketplace. It's right there.
I'm new, so how do you spell it?
It's all good. So Yext is actually awesome. We're going to try to actually bake it. We're going to bake it in as a standard offering in our second tier plan. It's simple. It's an SEO play. It basically takes that business's name, address, phone number, website, sort of contact information, and pushes it out to like 80 websites around the internet. It's $30 a month cost to you. And then I don't know what Dar sells it for, but we would say, I would say if you're going to sell it one off, I'd sell it for $99 a month. So it's a really easy way for you as an agency, and it's all automatic. So your customer does nothing. You literally
we sell it for $50 a month.
There you go.
I mean, but it's just an add-on.
So Sean, with Yext and the new GMB integration, which takes precedence over that? Like I'm a Yext dealer. I've been, not through you guys myself. So if you're doing GMB and you're assigning a Twilio number to it, but then you've also got a different number in Yext, which one takes precedence?
So the way that works, and this is a very technical conversation, so I'm just taking a quick side note on this. We take the primary number, we move it to the secondary position in Google. We do not eliminate it, so it has zero impact on the rankings. And so therefore it still works across all the listings.
Okay, but the number like I have in Yext prior to having GHL
you should have two numbers. So there's a primary in GMB and a secondary in GMB. The secondary should be the main business's phone number. The primary should be the Twilio tracking number. That's what we do when you automatically connect it. That's how we roll. We take the primary, we move it to the secondary. We put the tracking number in as the primary. It has no impact on the GMB rankings.
Okay, I'll have to look at that. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Sorry, did that help with your question on Yext? And Paulson, by the way, please take a note. Clearly, we need to do another webinar on Yext.
Hey, Sean, since you put me on the spot.
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah, go for it. Put me on the spot. I'm ready.
No. I have a huge technical, but maybe simple thing for you that I can wait till the end, but I need 2 minutes of your time at the end.
Sure, absolutely. Happy to help.
Thank you.
Okay, Chase, next question. When will the phase 3 and other SaaS educational videos become available?
Chase went to do the spotlight session. He left.
He went where?
To do the spotlight session.
Oh man, he's not allowed to leave. Okay. So we're working on the SaaS education videos right now. We have somebody who's coming off the support team. His name is Nico, and he's going to be working on those. I don't have a definitive timeline on when those will be available, but very soon. Our goal is to get them out ASAP. Is that building the products in Stripe, or does that still need to be done first? So I think, Trevor, the answer to your question is we actually build the products for you in Stripe. You don't have to do it yourself manually. Let's see. Hey, Robin, are you here? Did I just get left by everybody? Robin,
no, he's replying. It was just, he was here.
Hey, Robin, can you jump in and take over? I'm actually I'm supposed to be in another Zoom call right now. You're on, can billing be done in GBP? And I think and Shivam, is that true?
There's a workaround for it. So this person can connect with me after the call and we can figure out that. It can be done. It's a bit tedious. That's all.
I got a question for Dar. Can I ask that?
Sure, go ahead. And then Robin, are you good to take over after that? Okay, go for it.
Okay. So Dar, what was your awesome, like, you know, your results and stuff? What was your pitch to these 65 people, and where were you pitching them?
Well, so like I said, I got involved, embedded with a management group, the managing chiropractors. And so what I did was pulling from the Russell Brunson marketing book of delivering value. I've been delivering value for them for a year. I've been build free websites, show them how they can communicate better with their members, getting them excited about the program, showing them how it works. So deliver to, you know, jab, 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 punch, right? Deliver it. And then they're like, hey man, we're having this thing. You really need to come out and be here and show your stuff. So I got invited to be at the event. And then when I was at the event, people just kept coming up to me because the people who I delivered value to told them they should come talk to me. And so it takes a little while, but I haven't had to run Facebook ads. And like here, probably middle of summer, I'll be at a point where I'm going to start running ads. And then it's going to, you know, I'm going to expect that I get 30, 40, 50 people a month because I'll be in that position where I've already delivered value and I have 50 testimonials and all that stuff.
It's a strategic relationship that you form, basically.
Oh, by the way, shout out to I got to tell you guys something. If you're not doing this, you've got to do this. You've got to do this. It's a quick, easy win. Review campaigns via high level, the mitigating review. I forget what Chase called it. He did a video on it. We do that for new clients. We do them. Man, we typically, our clients are getting 15 to 25 5-star reviews each time we do it. But we have a few that, you know, we got 30 and 40 and 50. We had one this weekend that just smashed the record. We had 75 5-star reviews for a client in one weekend campaign run. And I mean, you do like that, people are staying. They're excited right from the get-go.
Can I ask a question about that?
Yep.
How do you position that as your kind of lead-in offer, or is that something that you're doing as an add-on?
The review campaign, I do it for everybody, no matter what you're at, because I want to get you a win right off the bat, have you feeling great about us. I mean, it's easy to do. Like you set up the campaign, the triggers, and you just copy it from one account to the next, change the names, change the bit.ly links, change the logos.
I more meant, are you using that as a mechanism to go after cold prospects, or is it just you're going a different direction, you're just throwing that in as a, hey, I want to add value type thing?
Yeah, well, like it's just in each one of the plans. Like it's, and honestly, I don't really, and like I said, I'm not going after people yet. So when I do, I'll probably highlight that because I'll be able to show that we got a lot of that for people. But it's just like, oh yeah, and we do this within the first few weeks once you're all set up.
Awesome.
Hey, Sean, can I jump in and ask a question about SaaS?
Well, I've got about 100 people who have already asked questions about SaaS, and I'm trying to get through their answers first because I want to be, I don't want to be rude. So let's just we'll keep rolling, and we'll try to get to your. And by the way, we'll have a lot of other meetings besides this one, but I think this is great. So I just want to keep going.
I guess that's a good question. Would that be helpful if we schedule another call dedicated to Q&A on SaaS? Would that be helpful for everyone?
Yeah. Or if I can talk to somebody that can answer a question so we can't hold up our development. I got one question to get an answer for that's holding my guys up to
go right ahead, and then I'll jump into my next question.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. I don't mean to interrupt anybody, but we're just in like go mode, you know? So we're building our own onboarding process to create new accounts, but with SaaS already released, can we include our onboarding form with our custom fields in the sign up during SaaS? And because we're creating an external private portal for our clients, can we add our own username and password to the sign up form so we can sync that over to our external portal with the same ID?
So, I mean, the form seems like an easy one. After checkout, next step in the funnel, your form. Ta-da.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. And then you can use the API to create custom left-hand menu items. So that allows you to put a link to your portal. And then as far as that link goes, I mean, since you control the other side of the system, if it were me, you could just pass a URL parameter that's a unique key, right? And the email address or whatever of the person logged in,
Yeah.
and just automatically log them in on the other side, so you don't have to do the username and password sync.
Okay.
So basically, it builds.
The answer
it
is
builds-
yes to both questions. It's just, you know, if I was talking to your engineering team, that's what I would tell them.
Okay.
So then it's basically building a snapshot with these already, and then already including the plan configured in a way with the custom menu links and so on. Correct?
Yeah, it's all everything. So the answer to all your questions is yes.
Okay. Cool. Got it.
Cool.
Thank you, Sean.
It's
Yeah,
partly
no
no, Sean. Sean, just before you go on that, what Tracy was asking is one of the things I asked for, which was that we could set the passwords both for high level and for our own systems at the same time. And you can't
Yeah,
actually set
I'm not opposed to it. It's just.
Well, no, I know, but
that's what
Tracy
I would do today to get on the road. I mean,
are they asking for SSO? Are you a single sign?
Yeah, we have SSO, and it's part of the API tracks, and so I don't want to get off track going down that way. But today, right now, if I was in his shoes and I wanted to snap my fingers and make it happen, that's what I would do. I'd pass a key over on the other side. I'd look for the key in the URL, and I'd say, "Woo, magic key is there." Boom, log them in. Done.
Okay, sweet.
That's what I would do, and it'll get you on the road. And then once we have SSO, we can all figure out how to do that. But
okay.
Let's see. I wanted to say, you mentioned all the items you'll go through, the $99 white label integration lead connector, blah, blah, blah. Oh, so quick announcement. The lead connector app is live. Might as well throw that out. Let me show, I'll throw a link in the chat to everybody.
It's awesome.
Here is the lead connector app. It's live in the iOS marketplace. Now, for those of you who don't know what the lead connector app is, when you come to the pro account, you're in SaaS mode. We wanted to give everybody a mobile app. It's gray label. So it's designed so that you can come out and say, we have our own mobile app. We called it lead connector because, you know, it connects you with your leads, right? Isn't that an amazing marketing name? Of course. Yeah. Awesome. Woo. And then you just pretend like it's just yours. And it also increases adoption. Everybody wants a mobile app, and it's live in Android too. So good to go. Live. I'll drop a video on that later, but that's it. And the link's in the chat. So you can start handing that out to your clients today. I've got off track of my questions here, but I'm gonna just try to see if I can pull out any.
Well, you were answering the question about what's included in the onboarding or the provisioning.
Yeah. So, and for us, again, it's Google My Business messaging is super important. For those of you who don't know, the big announcement that I was excited about last week and we're working on rolling out right now is the play sheet expansion. And so that's just the idea that when somebody searches plumber in Boston, Massachusetts, and it lists all the plumbers, if you have messaging enabled, they'll now start showing the messaging button. And so that feature just went live last week. We're running it down to see if we have to do an upgrade on our end to get all of our existing locations to show, but that will really, really change the game for a small business owner. I promise you, that is going to be just earth shattering for most local businesses. And so for us, it's Google My Business messaging, two-way text messaging, web chat widget, Facebook connection. And I think that's it. That's like the most important things for us, because I think if you can get leads coming in every day with no ad spend, you're way down the road. And I think you're providing a lot of value to your client, right? Now, of course, everybody's serving a different client. So plan customization is really important. So we'll obviously have that live, but on the done for you basic setup, to us, that's kind of how we're thinking about it. How can we get that person to value very quickly? And that's what we've come up with so far. We may do something more advanced as time goes on. And again, you don't have to use that at all. So it's not required, but that's just kind of what we thought of getting out of the gate, kind of getting the podium played up.
Well, you listed a bunch of really valuable things that sound like they would really be a time saver for my team, like, you know, calling the client and explaining how to download the dang app and all those things. Is there a list somewhere of all those things?
Sorry. Yeah. So this is where Paulson, are you here? Does anybody have a definitive timeline of Abby's webinar she's going to do? Yeah. I think that's probably the better forum for that.
It's not scheduled yet. I'm talking to Abby. We're working on a few items together. So what I want to do is just really get 30 minutes from her later today or sometime tomorrow. Or what I'll do is this, on my Thursday webinar, today's Wednesday, right? Yeah. For Thursday, tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central, I'll see if she can just jump in. And what I want to do is go over that SaaS white label setup and really just unpack that for you guys and see if that's something you want to leverage, right? But yeah, no later than the Thursday webinar. if I do something early, it's going to be just for the pro group. We'll do something for the pro group candidly. So
are those walkthroughs done by an American or by offshore?
Full American citizens.
I think what I would put out there is as much as I love my country, there's a big world of very competent, good individuals out there in the world. And so what I will say is I promise they'll always be done by top quality individuals wherever they may hail from.
Yeah, Todd, it's going to be our consulting team, right? It's not going to be a random group of people that we just hired for this or anything like that. It's going to be our own internal team. It's going to be Abby, Memi and their team that specifically is going to handhold your clients on your behalf. They're going to come in and say, okay, we're Todd's tech team. Just want to spend 30 minutes with you and go over all these things. These are the line items we got to knock out.
Yeah, and can we talk over here? May I just ask a quick question? And will that support team will help on the setup in different languages, like in Spain or Portugal or?
Oh, that's really good feedback. I think that we will shoot for that. I don't know that we'll be ready for that out of the gate, but we'd absolutely want to make room for that as we go forward. We might be lucky. We probably are lucky. We have a very international group of people as it stands. So we may actually already have some folks who we have multilingual folks already, but I don't know where they sit on the team. So we certainly want to do that.
I speak Portuguese, I speak Spanish. So if you guys want to,
I noticed by your name, Elder. Yeah.
See, I mean, I know for sure. Like we have some folks in Brazil, but I'm pretty sure they're all on the dev team. So, but yeah, we're a very multinational crew, which I love.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Any other last minute SaaS questions? I realize I've well lost track of the chat. So if anybody has any burning SaaS questions, please ask them.
I have 1,000, but I can't.
Okay. Well, so we will have another meeting that we'll schedule for just a general Q&A so people can jump in. For those of you who are asking non-SaaS related questions, you'll probably have to table them for the next town hall. And then we'll also have a webinar later this week specifically on the setup. And again, this is a really great evolving topic, and we're excited to get everybody moved into this model. And we're learning as we go with all of you, as we always do. And so I really appreciate all the feedback. Hopefully we're doing a good job responding to you. Again, I think plan customization was the biggest thing we heard. And so that's the number one focus right now on that team. And then also transitioning existing clients over, even if it's at $0, we have that very much on our mindset as well. So don't worry about all of that. And then I just wanted to throw it out there. If you look, Mark Olson has by far and away the coolest Zoom. I'm not showing my video picture I've ever seen. So just wanted to throw that out there. It's like he's looking like a magician. It's legit. So thank you everybody for taking time out of your day today, and we'll keep pushing. We'll have lots more webinars to come.
I have one quick one for you.
Oh yeah, fire one quick question away. Go.
I got a quick.
She's talk first.
Okay,
and we'll go to Marco.
Do we just need to make sure that we go into Twilio and fill out that application, the one that you posted the link to in the Facebook group, so that our SaaS business can be approved, with this?
Oh yeah, the A2P 10 DLC stuff. We're gonna have a webinar and all of that. That has sort of nothing to do with SaaS mode or not SaaS mode. Just a heads up. But that's just a new change in regulations, and it's not a Twilio thing, by the way. It's a carrier thing. So everyone's going to have to go through this. But the bad news is it's going to cost more and take more time. The bad news is you're going to actually get more guaranteed deliverability of your SMS messages, and you're going to stop getting these weird carrier like delays and filtration messages that you can't find a way to get around because there really isn't one right now. So that's A2P 10 DLC. We will have a webinar on that specific topic probably next week.
Again, I'm new, so I'm not really comfortable with selling this SaaS if I didn't know. I understand you're going to do setup videos and everything, but as I'm going through all the different training on the back end, and then I did see this inside of the Twilio, I wasn't comfortable with selling this to any clients if I didn't know that I did need to take that step. So I just want to make sure as I'm doing everything, I'm catching all the videos.
You're doing fine. So so this A2P 10 DLC is this big change. So basically think about it like this. A year ago, anybody could get a Twilio account. You just blast out text to anybody you darn well please. Well, guess what? A lot of people did that. And with the last election cycle, they spammed the heck out of a lot of people. So then a lot of consumers were like, AT&T, you need to do something about this right now. Congress, right? Everybody got up in arms about it. And so the carriers came together and said, how are we going to fight this? And what they came up with is a registration scheme where businesses have to actually register to say who they are. So not just any idiot can start sending text messages out. Make sense? That's called A2P10DLC, which is a terrible name. I'm sorry I didn't make it. And it just basically means that you're going to have to go through a registration process to validate who you are, so that if you send a bunch of spam messages, they know who you are and they can shut you down. That's all that is.
Okay.
But it's not a big deal. I mean, it's really just a way for carriers to start tracking you and giving you trust scores, and kind of like email, right? With spam, it's kind of the same thing.
Okay, and then all the other calls that you guys schedule, the Zoom calls, are they?
Just give me a quick second.
Hold on, I mean, you just did.
Are all the Zoom calls put into an email, or do we just have to? Again, am I just supposed to watch Facebook?
No, gohighlevel.com/events. We also have a weekly roundup email that we send that talks about all of the coming events in the week. She sends that out every Sunday, and I'll drop the link to the events page. I think Paulson also marks all of his stuff as events as well in Facebook. So we try to reach out in several channels and hope we hit everybody.
Makita, honestly, the Paulson's go to YouTube, watch a lot of his seminars. Some of the stuff he just repeats and just has live Q&A and answers. So all these past 2-3 months and the transition and the model, you just don't have to overthink it. Play it very simple. He's gonna explain very well how the non-technical. You don't have to be a techie and explain technology terms. He simplifies it for you. Just spend time 1 or 2 hours, 2 hours on his seminars, because very helpful even for any seasonal salesman to any regular person that just needs to implement this. Just
okay. Thank you very much.
And Robin and Paulson, I'm going to pass it over to you. I'm way late to my meeting. So thank you, everybody. Bye for now.
I think I was next on the question.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, I'm trying to incorporate into my SaaS model a video ad maker with an API key. Who would be the appropriate person to discuss it?
I'm trying to see who if there's anyone on the call that I could recommend.
Did you ever book an appointment with Shivam?
No, that's why I'm asking who should be the one I start talking to about it.
Sergio.
Yeah, so there's some third-party integrators. So Sergio, who I think he's still on the call. Sergio De Leon.
Is that Sergio De Leon from HQ Chat?
Yeah.
Chat HQ.
Yep.
Chat HQ. Okay.
Yeah, he can help. GHL experts. Matt DeSeno at GHL.tools, I believe, and then there's also HL Tools. Is another one, and then the Marketer's Toolkit, Tom Bristol. All of these individuals, they're all great in their own regard. They all have different specializations, and so if you need help, I'd reach out to any of those.
But I would like to try to get advice from the high level directly first instead of going to a third party.
Yeah,
you can, but they've been working with us since the beginning, so they know the product probably better than we do from that perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just looking for some outside guys and create going to servers and just configure this stuff. So actually already talks to the open level API that you guys already have. So really my question is very similar. We have tools that we want to start talking, so we don't have to pay the bill to Zapier. And, that's basically the referral, who can be the best to refer to create APIs and stuff that we can just talk to it.
Yeah, so we just released the Messages API. It is still under beta, and it's currently focused around the SMS, but we're working on expanding it. We'll have more messaging around it over the next couple of weeks. Quentin Newman.
I think you guys won't even need anyone. The API documentation is public. As long as you know which two systems you want to connect and an API exists, you should be able to hire any developer of Upwork or any platform and have them connected for you. So the advantage you have with some of the people that Robin just listed is they know the system well enough that it will probably save you a lot of time. because they understand how the objects work inside high level, how it works inside some other system, so they can plug it in easy. But you should be able to hire any developer off Upwork and they should be able to connect this for you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, basically that was the question. Is a good referral that you guys could, indicate, because the API, the high level API is already open. It's public open. So we just need to find a way to how can we then connect these apps so we can basically be different and provide value than the regular agency and make ourselves stand and have different offer. And then of course, if later on this can probably be a good fit, then we put this into the marketplace and, and then it starts benefiting everyone. I mean, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So yeah, that was my question on that. Yeah.
I'm going to, Varun, if I can just, quick question. I kind of ask this often, but, where are we at with upgrading the actual CRM, getting it to the point where I can't move to SaaS until I have a CRM that works, that fits my need.
Yeah. So what doesn't work today?
Well, we don't have the hierarchy structure. I'm selling to franchises, right? So I need to have a structure where I have a headquarters. I have roll up from branches into a headquarter location for reporting, and then I need to have multiple contacts per location, and then
So is this for you, or is this for your customer?
These are the customers I'm selling to. They're
but
they're B2B businesses.
No, but are you going to use this hierarchy and structure for your sales process, or do your customers need this for their day-to-day usage?
We both do, because I'm selling to multi-location customers and my customers are selling to multi-location customers.
Mine do too, Varun.
Yep.
Got it. Well, this is on the list. So are we talking about just contacts, like having companies and contacts, so you can create a company, have multiple contacts, be a part of the company? Or are we talking about high-level accounts, like locations under locations?
Well, we're talking about both. So for my prospecting, I'm dealing with a company that might have 24 locations, right? I've got a headquarters. I've got people I'm selling to at the headquarter locations. And then I have contacts at individual branches that are like director levels and different that I have to involve. Now they're selling to people that also, like, their customers is Entenmann's Bakery, for example, 100,000 locations. So we don't have that structure in place there. Right now, it's more of high level is more of a one-to-one. Like you have one phone number reaching out to one person, and that structure isn't there today to support what I'm doing.
But we gotta be grateful for one thing. They're a marketing platform. They are evolving to adding other tools, invoicing and a few other things that we just gotta be appreciative of what they're actually doing for us. And we can just now, start demanding in a way and start understanding they're also putting a lot of the assets and efforts into actually developing this to be actually uniform platform that we want for invoicing and QuickBooks integration. We all want this, but we got to either figure out or understand that what we have in hands and see what they little by little, what they can build for us.
Are you speaking for GHL, or is Varun speaking for GHL?
Oh, I'm just as a customer for that. I'm just talking my perspective for what they're providing me as value and what we can do for this. And now, of course, we all would like all these features and stuff like that. That's why we're looking outside in the meantime to see, what we can build and then what later on can be fully integrated.
I appreciate you being a lawyer for GHL and standing up for it. And I love the product and I love these guys. But the bottom line is that all these fancy features don't mean anything if I can't fit it, if if I can't use it to prospect, and if my customers can't use it to serve their customers.
For sure.
And the CRM piece of it is just a core thing. I mean,
HubSpot
and I think, and any other product that, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I think your use case, Glenn, is super, needed, and that is something on our roadmap, and we'll get there. Right now, our team is definitely, just a little bit slower, just because India, Brazil, and a lot of different countries are just getting hit with COVID, and so a lot of our development cycles are taking a little bit longer, so that people can take care of their families and work on that. But it is on our cycle, and we know that it's super important. So the way that we went about launching SaaS was focusing on where the biggest ocean is, and it's not the B2B per se, it's actually the local service business. I mean, we did a lot of analysis on our customer base, a lot of the agencies that are in our platform, who did they serve? And so we wanted to make sure that we can serve them. And if we can win with them, then we can pare down and start looking at other industries. And like, I'm getting hit up in the chat, talking a lot about coaches and consultants. That's another niche that's out there, but that's a completely different use case. And so some of the stuff that we're building out in SaaS is not ready for those, but don't worry, we will get there. Just give us a little bit of time. And we'll slowly chip away at it. So Glenn, I think, in the next couple of months, we'll have that feature. And I'm pretty sure as soon as we release that for you, it's not going to be exactly the way that you want it. And we'll have to continue to do more iterations because the way that you're envisioning it will be a lot different than the way that we probably approach it. But I promise we will get there.
No, and I appreciate that. And I know you can't solve every problem out of the box. I just bring it up because I just want you to know it's important, and I'm trying to motivate you guys and get my 2 cents in. So I'm not not beating you up as much as I am just trying to make you guys, to continually hear my voice. That's primarily where I'm coming from. Okay.
Can I ask you a question, Robin?
Sure.
Sorry, I had a tech question that I was going to ask Sean. I realized he had to go. So not related, but kind of important for today. So I have 2 of my clients had vendors that prior to me that used High Level, a company called Venture and another company called Cairo Queens. I don't know who they are, but they use them for running ads, right? They're not running ads now. They're just using us for our SaaS. There's a conflict though, and maybe this is a Varun question. They can't, even though they've cleared their cache, all that stuff, shut it down, launched it back, they're having issues where when they try to log in to our version of High Level, it's not letting them, or it's letting them, but kind of partially. And it's causing some issues. So one of my new clients, who had used Cairo Queens, they cleared their cache, restarted their computer, emptied the program, brought it back, and they just cannot log on to Cairo Dominance. It's bringing on this Cairo Queens. Now that's one. The other one is a client who I've had for several months, and they've tried all this. They have a company called Venture prior to us. They still have the Venture screen somewhat. Oh, well, I take that back. It allows them to log into Cairo Dominance, but they don't get all of the Cairo Dominance features. And one of those features is the help API, or the help thing that we get from Matt DeSemo that has the live chat feature. Like they don't have it, but we show that they have it. I look in their account and I see it on mine, but they FaceTime with me. They've shown me, they're like, look, we're not seeing it. And I can see, yeah, you're not seeing it. So that leads me to, we have potentially a conflict with them. They called today to quit with me. They're like, look, man, it's causing some kind of a conflict because they have missed appointment reminders that are supposed to go out. Clearly in the campaign that we have for them, we have those campaign reminders set to go out in the window of 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Well, they've gone out at times outside of that. This morning, they sent them out at 5 o'clock in the morning. And so the client called me today. We're like, I can't take it anymore. We can't send out text in the middle of the night and I'm like, and I showed them, I'm like, look, we have it set to go out 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. But then I went to their conversations, and sure enough, man, they went out at 5:01 in the morning. And that's one of the ones we have a conflict with. So that's just kind of generally what I'm dealing with, those 2 separate things. But I think if I can at least identify something, I might be able to get them there.
Let me quickly give you what I've seen with these type of issues before. So with the window, most of the times that we see this issue, it's because the time zone on the location is not right, or it's usually the time zone on the location. And most people don't know that there is a time zone field on the location. So what happens is every time you create a new account, it takes the agency time zone and just creates the account with that time zone, and you need to go switch it. So we are changing that. So moving forward, when you create a new account, we force you to pick the time zone, because a lot of people miss this when they create the account, and that leads to this issue.
Hey, Varun, thank you and you were right. On theirs, I verified it, and it is the same time zone as it should be. It's Central Standard Time. So the time zone on this one is right.
Got it. So then the rest of it, we can just follow up on a support ticket. If you already have a ticket, just send me the number and I'll run that down for you and let you know what happened in that specific message.
I would say that this is something that I know I experienced as a client using 2 different services prior to coming over to Go High Level. I was actually clients on 2 different platforms, and they canceled out both my emails, and I couldn't do certain services. Then as an agency, I just decided to come on over here. So I understand that the frustration, and even now when I put in my email, it still gave me a lot of difficulty. So there are a lot of different companies selling Go High Level as a white label, and there is a conflict once we get to our emails.
I'm all right. I just that makes sense. So on this specific one, just send a message in Dar, and I guess we'll take a look at it and see what happened on that specific message. And on the white label, that shouldn't be happening as well. So as long as everyone's using their own white label domain, you have separate white label. Are they accessing an always on app.gohighlevel.com with all the different accounts? Or do you all have white label URLs and they're accessing the app on the white label URLs?
So I have them access mine through app.chirodominance.com. But when they go to app.chirodominance.com, it's still seeing the other, or it's seeing a part of the other.
That shouldn't happen as well. So on the domains, it should be completely sandboxed. There should be no way for it to leak. Like the browser doesn't allow it. There's no way our app puts it in. So just send me an example of these URLs, or even just book a call with me and jump on with these clients if you can, and we can have a look at it and find out what's happening.
So Varun, thank you for that. I've never actually booked a call with you or sent anything to you. What's the best way to reach you?
So it's speakwithus/Varun. I'll just put the link in the chat.
Okay.
I have a question, if that's okay, guys. Varun, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Quick question for everybody, actually, from a strategic point of view. I am all about SaaS, and I love the idea of Twilio resell. My problem that I'm having and being hesitant is I don't want the sub accounts to cause trouble for me on my main account. So basically on that practice, if they're abusing Twilio, that's going to reflect on me. Just want to pick you guys' brain. Is there a strategy behind it? Right now I'm leading not to offer it, taking the hit on the income versus the hit on my reputation.
So what is your question? You want to take the bill on? Because
I think that Dar maybe he's using Dar. I think you heard you saying about your SaaS program.
Yeah.
So when they sign up automatically, are you assigning Twilio to them directly as a sub account?
I used to not do that, but I'm doing it now, and I'm just letting them know. Essentially, what I tell them is, hey, look, in the past, we would have our clients go to Twilio, sign up, and it was a hassle, and it was like the #1 complaint that we got from our clients. It's a bit technical. Some of them accidentally sign up as a developer and so forth. So they've asked if we can handle that for them. And so our development team heard us, and they've set it up now where we can just do that all for you. But I still talk in terms of Twilio charges for this, Twilio charges for this, and you're gonna have your Twilio number, and here's how to manage your Twilio bill, even though we are billing them. So recently with our new clients, we're doing it for them. With their people who are already set and going, we're kind of leaving them alone unless we know someone has an issue with it, and then we're converting them.
So are you policing that practice, making sure that are not abusing some of that, you know?
What do you mean?
For that new policy, if somebody's abusing it and sending text messages everywhere, they can get in trouble, right?
Well,
yeah. So there's 2 things there. One is you can actually, there's whoever's, there you go, found the person. So you can actually contact Twilio, and they have a process where you can become an ISV, and you pay a premium for it. And at that point, you're considered a partner relations with Twilio, so that they consider all of your sub accounts individual, and so they won't shut down your whole master account. Now that gets you so far, and the relationship is definitely based on spend. So what we're going to be focusing on Q3, Q4 is actually we're going to establish our relationship with Twilio to become even greater, so that we can actually take in all of your accounts and roll it under us. And so we'll actually have an internal team that will help manage all those accounts, and we'll have a stronger relationship because we'll be able to aggregate everyone's spend together. So that's what our long-term plan is. Short-term, one is you want to make sure that your terms of services and the way that you help customers is very structured, so that they're not taking advantage of it. Next step is reaching out to Twilio. Ask about the ISV model, what it would take for you to be into it. There is a premium to that, but contact them and work with them on it. I think that's a short-term gap. And then long-term, what we're going to do at high level is we'll become the master ISV. And because we'll have the ability to take in everybody's account, we'll be able to have cheaper rates. We don't know what those rates look like, but we'll be able to have really competitive rates because we'll be able to combine everybody together, and we'll be able to manage that ISV component for you.
And
Fantastic.
That's that, and then stick them on a 5X, and then they'll stop spending that text message money as fast.
That's the other thing too. You would be surprised they'll love the platform by increasing the pricing.
Yeah,
that would you just start limiting their use, but they find the value. They're going to take it more seriously when they do that messaging.
No, thank you. That's outstanding. Thanks, Robin.
Then by you guys having cheaper rates, it's going to also offset whenever the new AT&T T-Mobile bill carrier is going to change. So we're actually going to be able to provide value. And when you guys actually become master, we're going to be able actually to offer, even though with the Twilio rebill enable, we are actually going to be able to offer still cheaper rates than every other major player out there is going to be able to do. So that's going to be awesome when that happens. So kudos.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the full numbers yet, but we will try to be as competitive as possible. I mean, some of it, we just won't have a choice to register your numbers. Carriers will impose certain fees that we might just have to pass on because the fee is the fee. But I mean, the goal is we're trying to look for it as a advantage.
Everyone, like no matter who, even if the business went direct and tried to sign up with someone, they would still have to go through this and pay this fee.
Yeah, I registered. I'm a verified already Twilio user. Did that a couple of months ago, and just to already make sure that everything is there, and which every business should go out there. If they have a company open, they should just register themselves at Twilio. And now with the resale, you can actually take control of all of these situations. The settings also, you can also not enable international calling. There's videos on this on the help desk. I'm pretty sure that a few of you, either Chase or you've seen videos on this and actually how to avoid international text message. So there's a lot of factors that can be controlled if you guys are in US and you guys don't want international spamming and avoiding your account get blocked.
Hey, for what it's worth, use the members area in high level to create an onboarding for your clients and put that as a module in there. One of our modules is managing your Twilio bill, how to text efficiently, how to, so that quickly.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, you have to understand a lot of small businesses, this is the first time that they're considering texting for their small business. And so they probably need a little bit of guidance on how to effectively use it, because it's different than you personally texting your friends, right? You're not going to, generally for a lot of businesses, it is uncommon to send emojis and funny memes and, just blasting out tons of different messages. And, if you give some guidance to the small businesses, I think they'll be smarter about the way they use it, as also because they're getting billed on the back end of it.
Hey, can someone drop a link to Twilio help doc or something that we could actually use that information to make our own little help doc for new business owners?
I don't know if they have anything actually around that. But
I'll see there is a page. I'll find the page and throw the link in the chat.
Thank you.
I found the link for how to become an ISV and I put that in the chat.
I have a question. If this was already answered, I'll watch the replay, or if there's already a video, that would be great. Is there going to be a white label support chat for sub accounts?
Today, no, but it is in the works. Our focus right now is helping out with the setup, getting customers on board. Once we get that, we figure out all the edge cases and really button that up. We're also spinning up our teams that do that setup to be 24/7. I think the next phase of it is to offer some sort of white label support strictly around the default plans. When you have customers or agencies like yourself who are doing the custom plans and the custom configurator and stuff like that, we will not be providing support to that because we won't understand the use case. Everyone will have their own customizations, they'll have their own APIs and things like that. It just doesn't make sense for us to support that.
That makes sense. Thank you.
What else?
Is there a suggested amount of text that can be sent out, like with the different plans that y'all have put together? I was just looking at, if I build out a sales page and I need to let them know, well, you get this amount of text for this price point. Is there any information on that?
What I've generally seen in most SaaS providers, they provide $10 worth of credits to the location. And after that, you want to start turning on the rebill so that you can start making margin on the overage. And I think that $10 equates to about 1,000 messages.
Yeah. But the question, I think some of these questions comes to people that still on the agency, not on the pro plan. So actually they probably sometimes they don't see it, or they're still on the fence and upgrading.
I'm on the pro plan and I saw that there is a $10 credit. And then I saw all the different options in the plans that y'all created. I just wanted to know, I know in my industry, which is consulting, they're gonna wanna know like how many text messages they can send out and what that's gonna mean for I understand the $10 credit I'm giving them, but if I'm doing a $197 or $297 plan, just to kind of let them know, well, you can have this many texts before you have rebuild. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, for sure. The reason that we went down the credit route instead of saying text messages is because there is a little bit of a gray area. Because when somebody sends out a text message and it's a long text message, it gets split up into multiple segments, and which that one message could be 5 minutes.
Like, what if your customer sends to some other country? They send to Australia, or it's different countries. But usually, if you give them $10 of credit and they're in the US, they get about 1,333 to be exact, but about 1,300 texts in the US. And you can make sure that the amount is different for different plans. Maybe I don't know if that's possible, or it can be. So you can give them $10 on the first plan. You can give them 15 on the second and 20 on the third. So there's a difference of 1,300 on the first plan, 1,600 on the second, and 2,000 something the third.
Yeah, and you can always round down on it. So while you set up the credit in the system, you can basically tell the customer, you're giving them 1,000 credits, 1,500 credits on the second plan, and 2,000 text messages on the third plan.
Okay, thank you.
There is buffer. You did charge more for the plan, so give them a little bit more for them to use, because most likely they're going to have a lot more texting and phone calls to be done through the platform versus somebody on a lower beginning price point. So I think that's what the standard or the offer comes in to, just a suggestion more type thing.
Hey, I'd just like to give you guys some props real quick because I got to run. But for what it's worth, the different things that I've had to stitch together last year or so, and High Level has just put it together in one nice little package. Man, you just made it so easy. So anyway, it's just great. So all the stuff that you put together, even where it's at right now and where it's going, is easier and more manageable than what I've had to stitch together. That works really good, by the way, over the last year or so. So, man, props to you. Well
Dara, quick question to you. I also sent you a friend request, but what is number one pitch that you would give your Cairo people if you ever met, like that 30-second elevator pitch?
Man, let's see. How do I usually do that? But I'd say we help you get noticed by more prospects, convert those prospects into patients, and help you communicate with them better than ever before, all while getting more 5-star reviews and keeping them coming back. There you go.
Okay, sweet. And you're not And you're not doing any ads management for them, or are you doing that as well?
No, I don't do any of that. The churn's too high, man, and it stresses me out. I'm old. I got other issues to deal with. I don't want stress.
Yeah. Now, Dar, you do have customers that ask for it. What do you tell them?
That's true. So I pass the stress on to High Level. So I use the High Level white label white label teams.
Marketplace.
And I'm very transparent. In fact, I shouldn't, but I'll just tell you, I'm very transparent with my clients who want to run Google ads, Facebook ads. I'd say, hey, I know how to do it, but I'm not the best at it. I'm the best at what I do, but I partner with a white label company that works with high level. They understand the system. And because I'm a partner with them, I get a better price, right? And I'm just going to pass along to you at just barely above that price. So I'm delivering more value to them. I connect the dots. And then if they decide they don't want to run ads 3 months later, they're not firing me.
Well, that's it. Because at least we know they already been doing it for years. They already been doing this. They already know the ins and out intricacies, the pixel configuration, everything. So why not? If they're up to speed, or if the team is up to speed on the new policies, on even the Google AdWords and stuff like that, that changes every 4 months, why are you going to have to spend time learning that? Just outsource that. Unless somebody's doing crazy amounts of $10,000 plus in spending, that's the only thing that actually don't see that there. That's probably going to be able to outsource, because somebody with a good team international could probably do it. But anything under, their prices are very competitive and reasonable. I'm actually going to consider start using them. We actually gonna, little by little, we're gonna start using the international VAs to do this, because the results are going to be a lot more beneficial for the client, instead of actually trying to be cheaper on the labor and charge a certain amount. And that's what's going to speak for itself.
Olson, are you guys, do you guys do an initial strategy session for their paid ads and all that kind of stuff? Like what is your guys' policy on doing those strategy sessions?
With the agency or the end client?
With the end client.
No, we don't talk to the end client for anything.
So
we specifically just speak with the agencies. Now, Dar and I worked together for a couple of months early on. That's where he started, was the marketplace before SaaS mode, right? So with him, I knew I needed to help him understand a lot of the new recent strategies on his Cairo clients, right? So for that, I knew I needed to spend time with him. But right now, we don't go to the direct clients. But what we're seeing is a lot of these agencies like yourselves, like, you don't want to deal with the professional services. So they do come in and say, you know what, my platform has a marketplace. It's my high level team. My marketplace team is called my high level team. And they will simply just pass that on into marketplace and just let the clients come in for the services, right? So that way you don't have to be responsible for it. But you would have to set up their sub account as if we would be talking to them, right? Otherwise, we default that we talk to you. But 96% of all these clients, we're only talking to the agencies, no matter what happens. Just very few people are saying, okay, let the clients come in.
Yeah, so I'll say, like, with us building the company and things like that, we learned two things. Agencies are actually really bad at selling professional services. Facebook ads, Google ads, and things like that. You're going to oversell to your client. You're going to promise them millions of dollars in leads and stuff like that. Well, when we compare it to companies like Thrive, you hear us talking about them quite a bit. Yellow Pages Digital and all these other companies, they never promise their customers those sort of services. What they actually do is lead in with the SaaS and then just say, yeah, we'll do your social media. We'll run your Facebook. We don't promise anything, but we are checking the box that we are running Facebook ads. And then the other piece that, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, continue.
And the other piece that we always see is everyone wants to do communication, but the small business still fails because they're not following up. And that's why we built out Eliza, and we partnered with companies such as Todd, who's on the call, Moku, and Joe Rare, who they have a team that will be on standby that can follow up for these small businesses. Because communication, if you're not going to communicate, all of this is worthless as well. And it's really simple. And I always see a lot of agencies figuring out where's the complexity or how do I make it more complex? And it doesn't. To be quite honest, you can go to any small business, sell them the SaaS, check that box, because they need that. Like, that is the one thing that they need. And they can live with that forever. And to what Dar was saying is, you'll never get fired once you have it set up for them. And because you're that trusted partner, they're going to ask, can you do all these other things? And you might as well just say yes and just leave it alone. You don't have to promise them anything else. And now you can make a couple $100 more a month, not even have to worry about the complexity. And whether it's partnering with us in our marketplace or finding another partner, it doesn't matter, but that becomes your expansion opportunity. And then it's a great way to look back at those SaaS clients and being like, all right, you're doing well, but look at all these messages that you're missing out on. now you can offer that as another expansion opportunity. And I think
So-
that's really the play that you can do from becoming a new SaaS provider.
And Robin, to that point exactly, like as I've been building out my new SaaS models, I have a stage where I'm bringing my clients to where I want to introduce them to a social media strategist, for example, or a PPC strategist, to do the actual strategy session with my people, because just like Dar, I got more important things to worry about than being their social media strategist or their PPC strategist. And so I've been reaching out to third-party PPC people that I know to have them come in and do a strategy call. But it would be so much better if I had someone within your agency doing that strategy call. And I'm happy to pay him for that call. But I just don't want to be the in-between to oversell, underdeliver, whatever it is that we do to talk about that specific tool set in the SaaS model.
Yeah. And I would just say, for many of the people on the call, many people that's starting to become SaaS, focus on the success of getting the customer on board, get them sticky in the product. And then you have the opportunity to go back to them
right
2 to 3 months later, once they're solid in the system, to now offering any other additional service. Focus on the SaaS side first, then get them on everything else.
Robin, might be a question for Paulson on that. Would you offer the free trial, sort of 14 days? And if you did, how would you implement the onboarding payment if you were giving them a free trial? So you give them 14 days free, but then you're going to charge them for a setup. Does that sort of cause issues? Paulson, any thoughts?
Not at all. There's a lot of SaaS companies that do that because the alternative is, look, I'll give you a 14-day trial. You can try to figure it out yourself, but you won't know what to do.
Yeah, what I mean is either pay you, either do it ourselves.
You still take the payment information down, right?
Yeah, you can still charge the setup on day
file.
one.
Right. Okay. So there's no issues. You give them 14 days trial on high level,
Yeah,
and you charge them the setup fee, even if it's passing on your costs.
Yeah. So when I close, I'll be like, hey, today you're going to get swiped for XYZ, which is the setup. At the end of the trial, the system is going to automatically swipe. Is a Visa or MasterCard. That's literally the way you got to go about it. Because otherwise you create more resistance that's not even needed. Oh, one more thing, Todd, to your point on the strategy, right? When you transition into being a SaaS mindset, strategy is not really that important, right? Because marketing strategy is important, right? It's like, oh, let me customize something for this client that's going to be so specific, right? But when you niche down and when you go SaaS mode, it's actually the same exact strategy repeated over and over and again. You technically don't have to build that into your account management process or sales process. Just wanted to add that on. It's a different mindset to think you're going to customize a client every time. I don't recommend that.
No, I hear you, but the challenge that I'm running into is I'm dealing with a lot of influencers who kind of have their own little niche.
Yeah.
And
I would say coaches and consultants is different than the local business. And I think, people have been asking, just through the messages, PMing me, like, how does that translate to SaaS, right? The custom products and things like that. And I think the same goes with the way that you handle the marketing side. It's a completely different beast than everything else, right? They're trying to run traffic to webinars. They're needing to make their personal brands, a very specific way. So it's hard to, you have to be custom. And I think the thing there with being custom, where we see most agencies falling apart, is they're just not charging enough for that custom side of things.
And that's why I was wondering if there was somebody that could do a consult, because each strategy is slightly different. And I've negotiated some deals with some third-party people. I just was, if I can keep it in the family, I'd rather keep it in the family. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm talking about.
I mean, it's tough. We're trying to work into a world where everything is more productized. Like, oh, you have a chiropractor. Well, here's our chiropractic ad, deliver, go. Anytime that you get into custom, it turns into it's like art. It's very subjective. And I think the struggle that you'll see mostly with coaches and consultants, you have one partner coming in and they'll do great with the first client. The second customer comes in and they're like, ooh, I hate that style. It's not me. This is falling apart and things are going bad. And it's just like anything else. When you're doing something custom, you can have the best person working on it. But if they just don't, hit it off.
Right.
going to fall apart. And so that's where, from a SaaS perspective, for you to really grow, it's tough because you're going to have to figure out what can you productize and get out of the custom game. Unless if you're going to charge that significant premium, but that doing that also means a lot of time and effort. And there's a very few people that can actually keep up with it and have that low churn number.
Right.
A quick question. What are you guys charging for setup? Like, what's the sweet spot that you're seeing? Paulson, you said that, you guys are charging for setup.
Yeah, I've recommended at least the 200 to 297 range. And that's not necessarily just for the cost of, okay, let me have $100 over to high level that's can set it up, right? That's not just that. When you start getting into paid ads, right, your cost of acquisitions it's gonna be a lot higher than your standard agencies, cost of acquisition. So the more you can charge there, the more breathing room you have to run paid ads, to resource an account manager, resource a project manager, resource a closer, resource marketing fund. So it's the setup, that setup fee needs to correlate with your cost of acquisition more than anything else, versus just, let me just throw something in there just to have it, right? It's not that. It's really you trying to offset that first month of possible loss if you have to,
and it's
extend the trial, right?
And Paulson, I would say it also has to do with what are you offering any part of that as a done for you package? Because for my clients, I'm doing an all done for you package, with different levels. And so my setup fee is $1,250, and I just can't be anything less for a very basic set of functions. But it's because half the people that signed up with me earlier before I did this, they would never finish their setup because they were they get distracted. And so I finally decided my whole model is changing to a done for you. I'm tired of having people complain that they didn't figure it out. And so it's like, just charge a bunch of money. And then you're dealing with people that are really serious about setting up their business the right way.
Yeah. And I would say, my philosophy might be unorthodox. I'm always willing to give the setup for as low as possible, even free, because to be honest, what we found is for every person within the company that can talk to that customer, you have a higher chance of success, right? And that success means that they become a customer for life if they can get set up. So I'm willing to go above and beyond, which is why for many of you, you can ping me, you can ping Sean, you can ping Paulson, Varun, and we're always trying to figure out a way, how can we get you on a Zoom call? Because we want to make sure that you're satisfied, because if we can find you success, you will stay with us forever. And as you guys are starting to build your SaaS, you guys should think about that. It's not about the upfront money. While it's nice and could make money there, really the play is how do you build it to where you have passive income forever?
No, and I agree that you guys have been the best co-founders that you can reach out. You don't have to wait 24 hours. You don't have to wait a week. I've had that experience 2 weeks ago. Reach out to Facebook, Instagram, when the person has like 50 followers on their social media and still hasn't reached out to me. It's like, and I ask sometimes Sean a question like hours later or something. You guys have 9,000 plus. You said 14,000 the other day, just on Monday. You said 14,000, 12,000 from 9,000 agencies that signed up.
Yeah, I haven't updated the site. Did we break 10,000 yet, Varun?
Oh, because Paul said on Monday, I think he said 12,000. Last week it was 9,000. But anyway, you guys still somehow find a way at 9 p.m. or so to just answer a quick question or just help out. It's just awesome. It's just, so it really just creates that loyalty. The same way we deal with our customers, you guys are basically the, well, if I can answer your question and forget about how much you guys are actually numbers are, you guys are not getting high on the numbers, and you guys just continue to from day one, or continue.
And I would always say, look at what we're doing and try to represent that into your guys' SaaS as well. Try to offer, a high level of support, as many touch points as you can with your customers. Because like I said, it's about the long-term play here, not the short-term. So setup fees look great and all that, but it doesn't matter if your customer is not sticking with you. So focus on the stickiness there. The other thing that I know that we're probably running, this is probably kind of the last message here, but we are changing our support model to where we're trying to focus more on quality and not quantity. So what does that mean? We want you to go to the chat within the app ask your question. Our support team, you might have a little bit of a delay initially as we're trying to ramp up. We're trying to hire more and more people to our team. But when you do ask a question to the team, they're going to try to give you one response through chat. And if that doesn't answer your question, they're actually going to pull you into a Zoom call immediately and work with you. And we're doing that across the whole company with our support team. So the idea is that we can triage a lot faster and get to a solution a lot better with you. So just across the board, we are moving into that world. So if you have a support issue, use that chat bubble. Just bear with us because, of course, bringing someone into Zoom takes a little bit longer, but I promise the triage and the support will be a lot better than you trying to go back and forth through chat, trying to explain something or send Loom videos, which doesn't explain it properly. We just want to get you on the call and help you as fast as possible.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks, Paulson. Thanks, everyone. And Shivam, I think he's not here. I have to hop off. You guys have a good day.
Robin, a quick question I had for you. What would you guys recommend? Like, let's say, if we're looking to set up a business that's going to be SaaS based, and then we want to, bring in, let's say, an investor or something. How do you guys say that we position? Because then this is a technology that is, not our native technology. Our developers aren't.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter when you get to a certain size of 100, 200 locations. Reach out to us. We have special agreements. Now it's a different price rate for that. But look at companies like Thrive.
Okay.
You probably don't realize it, but Thrive is actually a white label of Visita, and they pay Visita a licensing fee. And investors, what they're primarily looking for is how are you getting customers? Are you holding customers? And, your brand loyalty. Those are kind of the common things that they look for. And, they'll do their due diligence and they'll figure out the technology. But we've had companies actually exit. They've sold their company on top of high level. So it's not unorthodox, and it's something that's definitely possible.
Okay. And last question was, is anybody in the group that who's doing, any kind of solution for restaurant marketing or restaurant, any kind of delivery, or I don't know how they're using Go High Level for that?
It'd be Matt.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Matt Plapp might be I don't know if he's still in the restaurant space.
Yeah. Matt Plapp is good. If you're just needing help in understanding the restaurant space. I think GHL Experts actually has a snapshot where they have a custom dashboard and things like that for restaurants. Because I think one of the founders of that company also owns a restaurant, so they customize it for that. I know that there is a integration partner who's building something specific for restaurants, but I don't know if they want me to disclose it. Varun, can you think of anyone else who's working in the restaurant space that we can refer?
Nope, I think that was it.
Misfit Medias, maybe.
But what I would recommend, Ricky, is just putting a post in the Facebook group, and you'll see people respond very quickly.
Okay. Paulson, you said something, right? It was Matt whom or Robert?
Yeah, Matt Plop with ROI Experts, and then Jace Maravich with Misfits Media. Jason is I think cousin or whatever. Brett, they run a pretty big restaurant media. Those are the two that I personally know.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you guys so much.
All right, well, I think that's time. I think that was 2 hours. But yeah, we will schedule another call, and we'll try to do more of these centered around SaaS. And this is our future. This is the vision that we want, and we hope that a lot of agencies really move into this model. We think that's going to provide you more success in the long term. So we're going to double down on this, and we'll put out more messaging, and we will talk to everyone soon. Bye, everyone.